we got to come together as players and like try to send a message for we want better games. We want better things done for us as we are the hot commodity, not these pixel bitches. I guess we're back to this, are we? Dear diamonds and fellow diamonds in the rough. The first of the month is something special in gacha games. You get to go and get your monthly resets, free pulls. That's always exciting. You never know. You're close to pity now in that standard banner. You can get an early. You never know. That's for me. The first of the month is always exciting in gacha because of the monthly reset. Except if you're Wuwa, because that still sucks in Wuwa. In my opinion, that's a great opportunity for them to be more generous. Remember when Wuwa used to be generous? But they just gave you a temple. I don't care. I remember the days where we would get a 10 pull just for the slightest mishap, right? Someone's getting cocky, but that's a topic for another time. I want to go over the gacha revenue. Now, why are we all of a sudden bringing back the gacha revenue? Now, the gacha revenue is not precise, etc. Well, I like the disclaimer they're doing. I feel like gacha revenue can make a comeback now because of the disclaimer we have and people being more aware of what it actually represents. Because the gacha revenue isn't about how precise the numbers are, it is to observe trends. Like you get to know what's popular now or what's not popular now. That's basically a good measurement for that. We can actually look at that from that perspective and we can get solid data from that in the perspective of trends, right? If you're looking for trends, that's a good way to look at it through the gacha revenue, right? But of course, the numbers themselves are not precise, all right? Just so that we're clear. Now, we're going to go over these numbers, and the reason why I want to go over these numbers because they're very interesting to me and they highlight a topic that I really want to discuss because of these trends. So, disclaimer. The figures shown here are rough market estimates taken directly from publicly available data. These estimates should be used only as, in red, as general trend indicators, not as definitive revenue figures. I feel like this is what can make gacha revenue come back. It's the first thing you see. It's a good highlight. Good. I think gacha revenue is back now. For me personally, I think we can actually start going back to gacha PvP every first of the month. This is interesting to me. I like it as long, and they tell you the formula right after. So no more of the drama that we had prior to this. So I feel like it's cleaned up. It's finally cleaned up, and now we can finally look at it. I'm gonna go over the titles I know. So if I don't recognize and if I don't talk about one of them, it means I don't know it. Arcanites is interesting because I don't understand how people are still hyped for Arcanites when you know Arcanites infield is around the corner, but it tells me there's a dedicated fan base in Arcanites, and it makes me excited to be part of the Arcanites community when Enfield finally releases. I'm pretty excited for that. We got Zenless Zone Zero. Now, Zenless Zone Zero is something I've been trying to get back into, and it was a reason of why I want to make a certain video in the future. But Zenless Zone Zero, as it is right now, is in a decent state. It's in a decent state. Now, I think this is a representation of the Miyabi banner, if I'm not mistaken, because there was Miyabi and there was the bow guy, and people will just pull for Miyabi. They will not pull for the bow guy. And bow guy was free, if I remember. Yeah, I think he's free. So a plummet in numbers there makes a lot of sense. I do feel like the banners we have right now got Astray out. I'm really trying to get that character out here. She's OP in terms of support capabilities, so I'm trying to get that. She's like the shorekeeper type character of Zenless Zone Zero, so I'm trying to get that. And then there's also the waifu bait after that. So I think Zenless Zone Zero's numbers are going to go pretty well next month for sure. Next, probably the thing that most of us were looking forward to, Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves had 2.0. That's massive. We had Carlota, very anticipated character. Everything was screaming bullish for Wuthering Waves. And it did not disappoint. It went from 7.7 mil to 28 mil. Again, this is not precise, but we're just using it as how far it went up in terms of trends. I think this is good. Okay, this will make me sound like a Kurobot, but I'm saddened that Wuthering Waves isn't higher. I am. I think this was a massive opportunity for the game to put itself out there and tell gacha gamers that this is the game to play. Because what it does and what it represents. That's why I'm saying this. I don't care about Wuthering Waves as a title. I care about what it represents. What Wuthering Waves represents is dev to player relationship and devs that actually try the hardest to give you a good fucking video game. They're not out here trying to prey on you. They're actually trying to give you a good experience. And I do feel like Wuthering Waves 2.0 was an amazing experience in gacha. You can't. Dude, that was a triple A experience. Like that shit had me at the edge of my seat every time. Like there was so much to do. It's insane. I loved how they took a lot of the feedback we gave and like implemented it. Like even my concerned ass went in there and I was like, damn, I guess I was concerned for nothing. They predicted what the fuck my concerns were going to be, and they implemented a lot of shit where I didn't feel any of the concerns I had were a thing there. But that's a video for another time. I guess we gotta praise Wuthering Waves 2.0 eventually. I'm just waiting for the developer update by the end of the stream, and then I can talk about Wuthering Waves 2.0. But for me, if there's one thing that's disappointing in here, is definitely Wuthering Waves not being higher. That's the truth. Honkai Star Rail. Now, Honkai Star Rail being this far up is amazing to me. I'm not gonna lie. It tells me that ultimately, certain titles are too big. They're just too big. Like Honkai Star Rail is just way too popular. Even though 3.0 was lackluster in terms of storytelling, the experience is still okay. It is. The Herda is a character that was highly anticipated. Let's not sit here and pretend like we did not get the Herda, because I got the Herda, even though my account didn't really need her. It was an anticipated character that made me want to pull for her. There's also Aglaia. I don't know how well that's going to do, though, but she is waifu, so you never know. But Honkai Star Rail being like in 3.0, giving all that free stuff, sending all those emails, people always come back strong when it comes to a new version. It's like what we've seen with Wuthering Waves. It was pretty normal. Like a whole new version of the game typically racks up big numbers. Honkai Star Rail and Wuthering Waves are examples of that, so not too surprising. I'm disappointed that Wuthering Waves isn't in the spot of Honkai Star, because Wuthering Waves has developers that really stepped it up when it comes to the game and how it is. But while Honkai Star Rail it's a new version, it's new stuff, but there's no innovation. It's still the same shit, right? It's just a new story in the same shit, right? You know what I mean? So we gotta encourage devs that like really try hard for us. You know what I mean? It's like the girl that doesn't settle for the nice guy. She keeps going for the bad boy because he's popular type shit, right? That's the players right now, and I'm like, are y'all stupid? No, this is the good thing to do. But anyway, moving on, we got Love in Deep Space. Now, Love in Deep Space is a video on its own. We gotta talk about that in a video on its own. I think now Love in Deep Space has definitely made itself as a top tier gacha game. I think it's in the big 5 or big 6, I guess. Next, we got Pokemon TCG. I'll be honest, I'm trying to get into this game, but I play Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel right now. That's the card game I have going on. I don't know if I want to pick up a second card game, so I don't know. But again, to no one's surprise, this game was gonna do great. It's fucking Pokemon. I'm surprised it didn't win the Mobile Game Award, but hey, here we are. And number 1 is Genshin Impact, which is the main reason we're talking about this shit. Okay, so how is Genshin Impact number 1? What happened? How could Genshin Impact make such a strong comeback? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's as simple as predatory is good. Predatory makes money. How are they predatory, you may ask? Well, Genshin Impact had a lot of backlash on how they went about their banners, especially the 5.3 ones. For those of you who don't know, they released the Pyro Archon of Wika, and they've released her best support, a 5-star, in the same first side of the patch. Like, you know, like in patches, there's 2 phases to patches, like the first half and the second half of a patch, right? And they will have different banners in those halves. Well, instead of having a different character in each half, which they always do, they've decided, you know what, fuck that. Put Mavwika and her best support in the same phase so that people have a lot of pressure to get both, which I did. I didn't spend any money because I had like a bunch of shit. I have someone using my account. It's basically his account now. But I went to Genshin Impact to see how that feels like, and it feels horrible. It really does. It really does. I got both them, the weapons, all that, like to see if maybe a new character is like gonna get me back into the game. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, certainly if I purchase these weapons and these characters, oh, the game will feel much better. I'm sure. It didn't work. My plan did not work. So of course what happened is the Archons always sell. They always sell. Like, I think the numbers will still be too damn high, even if Citlali, the support, wasn't with her in the first half. Archons sell. Mavwika will sell. A lot of people say Her design is ass. I think her design is great. I don't know what the fuck those people are talking about. She looks hot as fuck. That character looks amazing. I don't know what they're saying. So, to no one's surprise, Genshin Impact being number one. And of course, you gotta add on, like we said with Honkai Star Rail, a popular IP, a popular name. People recognize Genshin Impact. They know Genshin Impact. A lot of people were saving for the Archon. So, yeah, Genshin Impact being number one, of course, is not that shocking. So, when it comes to trend, Genshin Impact being this far up is not too surprising. Now, what does this mean and why do I hate this? I hate this. In case you haven't noticed, I hate this. Not because I hate Genshin Impact or its player base, but because of the message it sends. If I'm an investor, right, and I look at this shit, I'm like, okay, I'm about to invest in a company of a gacha game. How predatory are you is going to be my first question. Because as an investor, I'm trying to make money, the most amount of money with my investment. The thing that obviously works looking at this shit is how predatory are you? How popular are you? So I'm looking at this like, what the fuck? Damn, that's it. That's all it took. That's crazy to me. I do feel like it's time people speak with their wallets. I really do. Encouraging devs like Wuthering Waves that are really trying to step it up a notch and introduce new things and new mechanics to gacha, to the whole gacha, right? Like Wuwa feels like a whole AAA title. I'm not even joking. Instead of just, oh, Genshin Impact. I know Genshin Impact, so that's why I'm spending money on Genshin Impact. Come on. I feel like we gotta come together as players and like try to send a message for we want better games. We want better things done for us, as we are the hot commodity, not these pixel bitches. That's what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is this: as long as these numbers occur, as long as things are like this, you're just gonna keep getting the same type of stuff. That's all that's gonna happen. I will not be surprised if Arcanized Enfield looked at this shit and go, well, I mean, our gacha system is kind of weird, but if it's gonna be predatory, well, it obviously works. Because companies don't care about us first. They care about their revenue, their money, their investors. That's number one priority for them. Then they look at the enjoyment of the players. I don't know about you, but this type of predatory tactics don't make the games enjoyable. It makes me remember that I'm dealing with, like I said, I keep calling these gacha games bitches, but it's true. It's like it claims they care about you and everything, but all they want is your wallet. Like it's the same damn thing. So I don't know. Like the whole point of a gacha game is to make me forget it's a gacha game. Like I'm enjoying a video game first and foremost. And if I want to dig deeper, I can open the menu for microtransactions. That should be the goal. It's like Wuthering Waves does with that goddamn monthly thing, or daily thing. Sorry, it's like there's a notification every day that, oh, you can purchase 120 Astrat for $1. Bitch, I'm trying to forget that you're a gacha game. Shut up. You're lying to me with all that flying and shit. And you're like, I'm trying to get your money. Shut up. Shut the hell up. But anyway, that's the gacha revenue. Let me know what you guys think. I think this is a hit for us gamers. I really do. I think this is a disappointing thing for us. This hurts us in the long term. It really does. I mean, congrats for Genshin. Congrats for Genshin. Like, Genshin is a decent experience right now. It really is. Like, you could pick up the motorcycle with Mavwika and run around. You could never do that before, so that's fun. That's fun. I mean, if you're a Genshin fan, that's definitely fun. But what it represents hurts. I'm sorry for Genshin fans. Like, they're gonna look at me and go, "You're just a hater." I'm not. It just happens to have been Genshin Impact, right? If it was another game, I would say the same shit. Like, it's not a personal thing against Genshin Impact. It's just what this whole thing represents. I hope your anger is not misplaced. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.